you probably care about security of the products that your organization produce, make, sell, create, or use, which is great. My name is Nati. I'm the founder and CEO of Vdoo, and this session is about how Vdoo helps embedded system security stakeholders, developers, coping with embedded security challenges in an automated manner, which allows better scale, better time to market, and lower overhead. We see security challenges of embedded systems as very unique, so unique that we decided to become particularly the first company in the world that focuses specifically on developing technologies for automating embedded security or automating the product security for embedded systems. And we are doing it in a horizontal manner, meaning that we are here to serve any industry, any company, any kind of embedded systems in any software related to the embedded space. So Vdoo is a word in the Hebrew language. It means making sure or assuring. And indeed, we provide product security platform to help manufacturers, developers, and device deployers to make sure that the embedded systems and devices they make or use are properly secured. Our HQ headquarters is based in Israel, in Tel Aviv, and we have a global team of knowledgeable, embedded-oriented individuals in the United States, in Japan, and in Europe. The company is backed by leading VCs that have special focus on embedded and connectivity, and that, of course, helps us spreading the word and engaging quickly with leading vendors worldwide. The company's initial focus is on what we perceived as the origin of the connected product, which means the manufacturers of such products that can really take care of things within the device, within the product, within the systems, and they are the ones that can contribute the most for the security of such products. Strategically, we decided to first focus on the top tier vendors in the most notable verticals, let's call it that way, the telecommunication, industrial devices, automotive devices, medical, and safety and security. Gradually, we expand our offering to integrator and intermediators in this space, and even the asset owners who are practically the users of the devices. So clearly, product security became an obvious need in the last 3, I would say, years. And it becomes clear that the digital transformation creates risks to brands, to revenue, to people. It becomes clear that security is being perceived now as an essential enabler to IoT and connectivity growth. And it's also being reflected through emerging standards and regulation in specific industries and geographies that get the attention of the manufacturers and the asset owners, of course. And finally, security actually creates new business opportunities. Once you have the right security layer embedded into a given device, this security can be sold further to the users of the device along with potential services and managed security services. But what really makes product security for embedded devices so complex? First, from security point of view, the traditional approaches for software security, like application security testing, create significant overhead and a lot of frustration dealing with high false positive rate. There are many of those processes that are being done manually in a way that hinders scale practically. And third, more and more regulations are evolving to ask for specific technical requirements to comply with such regulations. And embedded is unique. It's unique in the terms of the operating systems that are being used, VxWorks, QNX, FreeRTOS, bare metal systems, all the way to fully blown Linux. The use of many third-party software and hardware, it's almost impossible to cope with this variety and fragmented technologies using the traditional tools and the methodologies. It requires a very unique focus and understanding of those operating systems and environment. From business point of view, one of the main goals of the manufacturers is clearly to deliver more in a shorter time to market, and by that increase market share, increase shareholder value, gain brand awareness and reputation. And from operational point of view, product security clearly creates friction between security, engineering, and DevOps on a daily basis. It also might create a blind spot to the company's executive level because of lacking of mechanism to do so. Now, there are too many systems and solutions out there, and clearly there is a need for consolidation to one solution that facilitates both the management, the security, the development, the operational needs. The Vdoo platform was built to cope exactly with those challenges. It empowers product security teams and developers to uncover and mitigate software risks that matter the most, and recently it also serves the users of such devices. The Vdoo SaaS-based platform provides first a deep analysis and mitigations in three main silos. On the left side, everything that is related to supply chain and third party. It gives full visibility to the device composition, hardware, software, and not only tells you about vulnerabilities that are identified in such components, but whether they are really exploitable or not based on the context of the full device, of the full system, which is very unique to us. We are the only ones that are doing it. The first party on the right side, this is actually the code that is being written by the vendor itself. And then you need to deal with 0 days with bad coding practices that lead to exploitable parts of your code. And then in the middle, the productization issues, that's the way we call it, which are issues resulted in during the process of integrating all parts into a complete product. Things like configuration security, like security architecture, all in all. This can be achieved only by looking at the entire product software stack as a whole, not only on small artifact, which is exactly what our product and the platform is doing. The platform was also built to support the embedded systems in its entire life cycle, from development by integrating it into the development pipeline and processes, through its procurement and onboarding when integrity and security needs to be proven to the customer that use it, all the way to post-deployment protection and assessment through threat intelligence and vulnerability monitoring. All in all, the platform allows automation of all common product security tasks that are related to embedded systems. It starts with analysis and assessment, both retrospectively for existing software stacks and the new one that are in development. It will find CVEs, it will find configuration security issues, potential 0 days. It will help comparing a given software stack into a given standard. We have 40 different standards incorporated into the system. And then secondly, it will help remediating things in a semi-automated manner by first prioritizing the most critical exploitable things, and then guiding the developers how to fix them, or providing a tiny agent that will mitigate the risk directly. And then next, it will support monitoring the vulnerability state of the devices and the embedded systems after deployment by monitoring and providing fits. And finally, it allows ongoing real-time protection based on a micro agent that is being generated automatically to the devices that are being analyzed. In terms of methodology and workflow, the system can receive any kind of artifact, images of any operating system, single small binaries, software packages. It will then detect the issues, prioritize them, guide how to resolve, and help with the compliance readiness. This is just to give sense of how it looks like. This is a typical output of an analysis. You can see the third-party CVEs. You can see the first part is 0 day, the productization 77 issues, but mostly important on the top left box, you can see it narrowed down to the highlighted issues that are really exploitable. So comparing the more than 2,000 issues, we have around 30 issues only to solve, and this is something that is highly embraced by the developers who want to focus on the right things. The main use case for our platforms is first supply chain risk management, and then device lifecycle vulnerability management. Third, adherence to industry standards, and then integration into the software development lifecycle, the SDLC, and then active protection and detection. And finally, it's concluded with threat intelligence and ongoing information, including 0 days notes to our customers. This is all possible and enabled by the data that we aggregated and by our one-of-its-kind world-class experts of embedded security, which all gather to serve a specific purpose of embedded security for the benefit of our customers, of course. And with that, we became a CNA recently, and we are active contributors to professional and security standard committees and organizations, such as NISA, Yocto, and others. And with that, I'll stop now and give an opportunity to ask questions. And otherwise, I would like to thank you for listening to us. You can always shoot questions to info@vdoo.com, and we will quickly get back to you. And I hope you'll have a very joyful conference.